Funding is provided by a grant from New York State Senator Catherine M. Young, representing Western New York's 57th District with a local office in Olean. Funding is provided by a grant from Absolute Care of Westfield, committed to returning the favor to those who spent a lifetime caring for others. Absolute Care is located at 26 Cass Street in Westfield. Dave Cass and Rick Newell provide funding on behalf of the Lakeview Hotel and Restaurant at the Docks, located on Water Street near the lake in Mayville. From the Access Channel 5 television studio in Mayville, it's Senior Report with Reed Powers. Join us live Saturday mornings between 9 and 10 a.m. in Fredonia, Mayville, and Silver Creek. Call in and share a thought or wish someone a happy birthday with Chautauqua County's only live on-air senior program. Reed continues in his 15th year with interesting guests expressing their viewpoints and informing the community on a variety of subjects. Here's the host of the show, Reed Powers.
And good morning. What a beautiful day in Chautauqua County. We have a light covering of snow. It's not plowable, so we're fine. You notice I don't have the glasses anymore. You've heard about the surgery I had. New eyes. It's a fantastic deal. If you have cataracts, don't even fool around. Grab your local ocular surgeon or whatever and have them immediately fixed. It takes 15 minutes, and it's painless. And you look up and you say, what's going on? And the next day you pull that patch off, you see like a child. You got 20/20 again. Can you believe it? Colors are right, too. I always thought the house across the street was brown. It's white. Got a great guest with us today. We've got Dr. Scott Bedwell, and he's going to be here to give you a little insight into what's going on in medicine today, some of the things happening. He's a surgeon over in Westfield Hospital, and he'll give you some tips and tops and thoughts about how to take care of yourself. And if you have anything wrong, just call in. This is a live call-in show, and he will immediately diagnose your problem and prescribe some medicine for it. If you believe that, I've got a bridge to sell you, but he is here, and he will be happy to talk to you. He's a general surgeon, and he knows his stuff. Well, let's see. We've been looking at the television lately and what's going on. Well, there's going to be possibly a Republican-Democratic fight in the Congress. The Republicans are lined up. They want the rich and powerful to get their tax cuts, to continue these tax cuts Bush gave them. Of course, he's rich and powerful, billionaire himself, as are most of Congress, pretty well comfortably well off. And that's who they represent, not you and me, the middle class. The Democrats, strangely enough, although they're on all the same gang, I think, but they want to stop just to give tax breaks to the middle class. People make up to $250,000 a year. They might extend that a little bit. They say the rich are making enough money, for God's sake. Why should we give them a tax break at this point when we're taxing the poor and the middle class more? Really, they're considering taking away the mortgage deduction and some of the little things, which are basically tax increases, whether you know it or not. They're fighting that out today, and I think the Democrats will probably lose because the Republicans will not go for the resolution. They want the rich to be included. All right. And I'm neither Republican nor Democrat. I think they're all the same gang anyway, from what I see. They tell the newspapers and everybody reports they're all on the take. They're taking huge amounts of money from the corporations, and they're voting for the corporations and not for us. I don't like that. On the other side of the picture, of course, we're still fighting in Afghanistan and spending trillions of dollars in Afghanistan and in Iraq, and we're in Pakistan, and geez, this goes on and on and on. Hundreds of thousands of our troops coming, a lot of kids coming back in boxes. It's terrible. They won't stop it. Who makes money? Nobody excepting the rich and powerful. The arms makers are cleaning house, guys. And we're using money we don't even have at this point. It's insanity. They're thinking of dumping another half trillion or more money into the banks and the corporations by buying up bad debts. It's madness what's going on around us. With money we don't have. This is for our children to pay off, our grandchildren maybe. Local in New York State, of course, the taxes are rising again. We're going to have be hit with some new ones. You'll find out when you file your tax forms. We also have increases all around us, and inflation is going rampant, and as you know, seniors are not getting a COLA for 2 years. Congress is laughing up their sleeve. We've got those seniors fooled. There is no inflation, we tell them, so you're not going to get your cost of living allowance, which was always given, promised for generations. There is inflation, for your information, Congress. You go down to the supermarket, you'll find the boxes get smaller and the prices go up. Everything's jumping by 10, 20, 30% in the supermarket. Even the taxes on the county level up 7%. Your local taxes stand back. There is huge inflation, and seniors will not have the money to even buy food very shortly. They've lost half their purchasing power already for the last 8 years. See, this stuff is cat food. That's what seniors were eating during the Depression, and I'm going to start writing a recipe book for cat food, because some of it is pretty edible. You'll be living in your children's basements shortly, guys. You're going to lose your houses. No inflation. Seniors, just smile. I got some local news here. It's better than the stuff we're listening to. Incidentally, deer hunting's pretty good, they tell me. If you haven't got your deer yet, you better get out. Brockton, Portland senior citizens, they have a nice group over there. They often eat and meet and eat at the Nickel Plate restaurant. Yeah, it's a great place to go. They had their Thanksgiving there, and they have other meetings coming up. They had a new member over there. Hi, Bob Peterson Sr. And Leanne Cogdill, who was a visitor. She trains dogs. She can get dogs to do almost anything. We had her on a few months ago. She had the dogs playing football. Yeah. She does dog training over in Fredonia somewhere. The president over there at Brockton, Portland is Tom DeJoe, and he always does the job, and they have a great time. They sent a get well to Jan DeJoe. You know who she is, probably. November, I want to say, we're going to have a happy birthday. We had some happy birthdays over there, and Bob Jagoda was one of them. Mary Trippi, Elaine Wood, Betty Kaczynski, and the anniversaries, Pat Angelo Zangi, 57 years. Holy mackerel. You know, in this day and age, people get married, it's a weekend thing. 57 years. He had a Chinese auction. It was very, very successful, I might add. And they have a great time over there in Brockton, in Portland. Julie Kate Cranston won the attendance prize over there. They have some new officers. Let me list them. These are people you should hail. They work for nothing. They do an awful lot of work. And there's no pay or anything. They just get kudos. So kudos to President Robin Carr, Vice President Tom DeJoe, Secretary Pat Zangi, Secretary Rita Stonefoot. And they'll be sworn in December coming up, which is coming. The next meeting is December 20th at noon at the Nickel Plate Restaurant. Can you beat that? Okay. Now we got the Dunkirk Federated seniors. They have a great place to meet, an old school, which is converted to one heck of a place. They meet at the Dunkirk Senior Center, and they usually meet on Tuesdays. So if you want to get involved with them, go on and join them. You have a wonderful new friendship. Play great people. Every sunrise brings a blessing. The reading by Chaplain Josie Wazinski. And they accepted the treasurer's report. They have enough money to survive another year. And the coffee and cookies and cake and stuff served by Hallmark and others who assisted, it tells me. They're going to have a big combination Thanksgiving Christmas dinner this week, Tuesday, at 5 p.m. at the Dunkirk Senior Center. If you want to get involved, run on over. Say, I want to join. They're going to have prime rib. You can't beat that. Kitty Lennon is going to do the kitchen committee, which is the the wonderful fellowship part of any meeting, December 14th, next meeting. Silver Creek Gang, they have a great bunch. They have Irene Connie is the chaplain now. She used to be the president over there. And Bart Adams and Jane Park, new members. Hey, bring new members in. Bring them in. That's very important. They had a raffle for a decorated, lighted small Christmas tree. Joan Suski won it. And the next meeting over at the Silver Creek Crowd, December 7th. You'll meet Carl and Arlene Mohard. And, they tell me the time is up for the news. No more news. Well, I didn't do very much today. Well, okay. We're going to take a very brief moment of just quiet, peace, meditation. Give yourself every day 5 minutes even, at least 10 minutes, half an hour, a good hour, and relax. Well, let's do the PSA. I got a public service announcement first, then we'll come to that a little later in the program after Mort gives us the business. This is for you.
I took a trip to Elkhart, Indiana today. Elkhart's a place that has lost jobs faster than anywhere else in America. In 1 year, the unemployment rate went from 4.7% to 15.3%. Companies that have sustained this community for years are shedding jobs at an alarming speed. And the people who've lost them have no idea what to do or who to turn to. They can't pay their bills, and they've stopped spending money. And because they've stopped spending money, more businesses have been forced to lay off more workers. In fact, local TV stations have started running public service announcements that tell people where to find food banks, even as the food banks don't have enough to meet the demand.
Rich country, you can't imagine people going hungry, but they are, believe it or not. Care for them. The Mort Flexer, he's the geezer, he shoots from the hip. Mort, you're on.
Why, thank you, Reed. This is the time of the year when we usually start to smile. If you haven't done your Christmas shopping yet, get out there. The crowds will just trample you to death. But I don't know, somehow or other, the Congress always takes my mind off Christmas and New Year's and birthdays and all of the days which normally bring us happiness. This guy Rangel, I don't know what he wrangled in addition to the money that's disappeared, but I don't know. These guys are just hard to follow. And it seems to me at this time of the year, we should start looking for things that make us happy. We've got children, many of us. I'm lucky enough to have a couple. We have grandchildren. Once again, I'm lucky enough to have a couple. And these are where our thoughts should be now, because, well, first of all, you better have done your shopping for the grandchildren. But they are always thoughts of happiness and provocations to do good things. Smile. Try to give them the impression you're younger than you are, and that the world is still theirs to wrap up and take to bed at night in the palms of their hands. So for all of you children out there, get ready. Us old folks are going to do our best to see that you have a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Thank you, Reed.
Thank you, Mort. I hear the reports of the shopping is going incredibly. They're getting 4, 5, 10, it's 10% more, some of them 8%. You know what that is? There's no increase in shopping. They just charge more this year. Everything's gone up, and so sure there's going to be more money spent. I have a feeling that it's going to be a very disappointing shopping season this year. Shopping, everybody's got to go out and buy silly gifts that they don't want and don't need, and send them all over the country, trade, re-gift them, and it's nonsense. Commercialization of Christmas. And also, incidentally, all the new jobs, well, they're Christmas jobs. Who's kidding who? Of course, they found they had the worst job increases this week that they've ever had before. Guys,